If the misery of the poor be caused not by the laws of nature, but by our institutions, great is our sin. We can allow satellites, planets, suns, universe, nay whole systems of universes, to be governed by laws, but the smallest insect, we wish to be created at once by special act. My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts. Man is descended from a hairy-tailed quadruped, probably arboreal in its habits. To kill an error is as good a service as, and sometimes even better than, the establishing of a new truth or fact. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. It is those who know little, and not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science. I cannot persuade myself that a beneficent and omnipotent God would have designedly created parasitic wasps with the express intention of their feeding within the living bodies of caterpillars. We must, however, acknowledge, as it seems to me, that man with all his noble qualities, still bears in his bodily frame the indelible stamp of his lowly origin. At some future period, not very distant as measured by centuries, the civilized races of man will almost certainly exterminate, and replace the savage races throughout the world. False facts are highly injurious to the progress of science, for they often endure long, but false views, if supported by some evidence, do little harm, for every one takes a salutary pleasure in proving their falseness. As for a future life, every man must judge for himself between conflicting vague probabilities. Although much remains obscure, and will long remain obscure, I am convinced that natural selection has been the main but not exclusive means of modification. Nothing can be more hopeless than to attempt to explain the similarity of pattern in members of the same class, by utility or by the doctrine of final causes. I cannot pretend to throw the least light on such abstruse problems. The mystery of the beginning of all things is insoluble to us, and I for one must be content to remain an agnostic. There is grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers, having been originally breathed by the Creator into a few forms or into one. I have called this principle, by which each slight variation, if useful, is preserved, by the term of natural selection. Great is the power of steady misrepresentation, but the history of science shows that fortunately this power does not long endure. The very essence of instinct is that it's followed independently of reason. A man's friendships are one of the best measures of his worth. One general law, leading to the advancement of all organic beings, namely, multiply, vary, let the strongest live and the weakest die.